Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. As always, guys, you already know the deal. There is no second best live YouTube stream to talk about the markets. Since we were last live on Monday, I know we were selling off that day. We have since bounced back. Are we going to make a decision later this week, or are we just going to chop? We'll talk about it on today's show, but welcome, guys. I'm Snorlax. You also know me as Tommy. I am joined by Tucker and, of course, Max. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the audience as well. I hope we have had a great week thus far, not overreacting too much to the price swings either way. I mean, I think we're more or less trading basically where we opened the week on most of these assets. I mean, Sol is trading higher. Sol is leading the market, as is Hyperliquid, kind of to a lesser extent. We'll obviously discuss those tickers on today's show. Before we can get too deep into the market, guys, again, you should know the deal by now. This is the part where I ask you very nicely, very humbly, to smash that like button for us. We're always very appreciative when you do that. You help us keep the lights on here at BB on YouTube. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. I mean, Bitcoin kind of sold off from what, like 113, 114 on the weekly open, I want to say it was. I mean, but really it kind of started when the Hyperliquid whale swapped, what was it, like $5 or $6 billion worth of Bitcoin into ETH all on chain on Hyperliquid, which I think is pretty impressive. And, you know, given that backdrop, it's not surprising that we're seeing Hyperliquid pumping this week. But yeah, I mean, Bitcoin could just be chopping, right? Establishing value. We have retested the previous all-time high. We have bounced. Is this bounce bait, or is it the bottom? Again, you know, things I think we'll discuss on today's show. I think it could kind of go either way. Chop would not surprise me at all, I'll be honest. But yeah, I mean, ETH has been stronger than Bitcoin still. The ETH has consistently traded more volume than Bitcoin, but really Sol has, I think, ruled the week, which isn't surprising. That's something we've talked about on the last few shows, the potential for Sol strength. You know, within this broader market rotation, it's about time for Sol to begin moving. So maybe we continue to see Sol outperform. I tend to think if Sol is going to lift off, it's likely going to happen here over the next few days. So we will be able to take signal from that. And of course, if Sol moves, then meme coins as an asset class will move as well. Pretty run of the mill for equity markets right now, with US indices, you know, just barely green. They're basically flat. All the real action in indices has occurred in small caps, as we can see the IWM approaching price discovery. Typically, these things are good for ETH, Solana, etc. Are we going to see IWM potentially catch up to the ETH structure, which would imply it, I mean, basically trading at all-time highs? Or is IWM lagging behind ETH? I guess we'll see, right? But I mean, that's kind of what I see to start this week, guys. I feel like we could go either way here, to be honest. Nothing is going to surprise me into September. But yeah, I mean, I think some things to discuss. We have Nvidia earnings today as well. How could I forget something that tends to move the market pretty dramatically? I feel like two times out of three or three times out of four, we tend to get some pretty big moves from Nvidia earnings. So let's talk about it. How are we doing, guys? How is our week thus far? What are we thinking about the price action? What do we think about the fact that Sol is leading?
I kind of like it. First of all, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. I like that Sol is trying to chop up here and do kind of a local parabola, because when you contextualize what Sol structure is painting here, with one, ETH looking pretty strong, Bitcoin looking decent, which is all it needs to do, but mainly looking at like total 3 paired against ETH, looking to me like it's ready to put in at minimum a dead cat bounce, but probably more of like a V recovery at some point. I think that it looks really good for a rotation higher, but you need to flip that 210 level on Sol. But Tucker, if you could put in like total 3 paired against ETH, actually, that's the one that total 3 paired against. Yeah, there you go. And then maybe go to like the weekly. I think you're going to see this chart bounce pretty hard out of this level. To where it bounces, I don't know exactly yet. But I think when you look at this chart and how oversold it is, it reminds me a lot of early 2021 when it was capitulating and then it put in a huge V squeeze. So when you apply that context to the Sol chart, obviously Sol being in total 3 and one of the larger coins in total 3, and also what Solana represents for crypto, which is like it's the meme coin gambler chain. It typically represents on-chain froth. When Sol heats up, on-chain heats up, not just on Solana, but every chain. So when I look at this chart, I say, yeah, Sol is curling towards new highs, and I think this chart is going to put in a bounce, which really the only way we catch a weird sucker punch is if Bitcoin, completely nukes and loses structure, or ETH really gives a nasty pullback. But assuming that ETH and Bitcoin both hold here, ideally ETH goes into price discovery and this chart bounces, Sol is probably primed for a big move up, which again represents nothing but bullishness. Nothing but bullishness for on-chain. So I'm viewing it right now bullishly because I don't think that ETH and Bitcoin are going to completely lose structure. But if they do, then we've got a whole other thing to talk about. So,
have you looked at this others over ETH market cap? I mean,
yeah,
kind of the same thing. It's like you come down basically anywhere in here. I haven't really looked at this before, but like 0.5s on this chart seems like a decent. I mean, at some point, at least if you've ever bought down here, it does go back up. So I like bids in this zone, I guess is what you would say. But yeah,
isn't this just the ETH dominance chart more or less?
No.
What does it take out?
I mean, it is, but like it just looks a lot different. Wow. Look at that. It's not even in log.
God, what an insane move.
What do you guys make of the Nvidia earnings this afternoon? I'll set the stage with this. Typically when Nvidia has pumped after hours from earnings, it's been a nice tailwind for crypto. Do you think that regime is still in place?
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Yeah. If it's pumped after hour, are these all after hours? Yeah, they smashed. Okay.
Nvidia doesn't.
They always smash earnings.
They always
study Jensen. Okay, study him and study Mr. Sir.
Indeed. I don't know. I mean, like I think like super locally, yeah, but like we can just go and mark out earnings they beat. I don't think it matters a ton. I think it just matters more like what's going on that quarter, honestly. Because like this was kind of a top. This was kind of a top. We went down after this. We went up. I don't think it matters, honestly. I think it's just if we're in like an uptrend and you beat earnings, maybe a little acceleration, but I don't think it's going to like change the trajectory of anything. And we are already, headed this way. So
Nvidia earnings definitely must mean the cycle top is here, guys. I cannot help
That's another classic sign of the cycle top. You're right, Jack. Is totally right.
I do not know what are we even debating, man. It's just another excuse for a cycle top.
Such a good point.
Why didn't I think of that?
I mean, I have nothing left to sell, like
you are completely out of the cryptocurrency market. Life has dream, each is wonderful.
That is the truth, is that each is wonderful. Yeah. I can't take it anymore. The constant manipulation, the scamming. I've sold every coin that I own. Life has dreams. I send my regards to Winter Puke.
Who is to blame? Who is the entity or persona that's most to blame this cycle so far?
That's a really good question.
Michael,
I'm going to blame Coinbase, but I won't.
Who
get
are we
into
going to
it.
use as our scapegoat?
Well, it's certainly not because of my own actions. It's somebody else's fault for sure.
That's right.
Steve just set a crazy formula.
Total 3 minus.
Let me see.
Total 3 minus.
I can't copy it, bro.
That's just like every stable coin.
Wait, let me
I mean,
send
one
it on
really
Discord.
simple thing to do is just use total 3 ES that automatically takes out every stable coin, if that's what you're trying to do. Total 3 ES already takes out.
Total.
It's copied in the market chat.
Let's see if it's any different from. No, it's not. Oh, in Discord, yeah.
Bro,
Okay.
look at that range on total 3
I know.
that we are currently in.
That's the cycle top.
So Mr. Crab has been winning.
Okay.
They are
He always
so
does.
cute when they fight.
He always does.
So total 3 minus Tether, DAI, USDC, BUSD over Bitcoin. Okay.
Yeah, the last 2 summers, the crab has just simply won out.
Mm-hmm.
See the bright corner?
It's like crabs win for 2 or 3 months, bears win for like a week, and then bulls win for 3 or 4 months. We've done kind of the same thing. I feel like for the last 2 or 3
years. Bulls win for like 3 days. We pump for 3 days and then range for 9 months.
True. Soul scammers win for 3 or 4 months.
How about that Hayden kid just making like millions on every single scam, man?
Mm-hmm.
Caught the easy one too.
The audacity required to like be in trouble with the feds, have $55 million of funds frozen, and then immediately after they're unfrozen, scamming the same day. Like
there's no possible way that he doesn't go to prison, right? Like that's impossible at this point.
He makes it to prison.
I mean, when we look back at what happened post 2008 and 9, lots of people went to prison, right?
Come on, Jackus. Let me hope that there's going to be some justice for these people.
Justice for the poor. Only.
Mm.
And then they fight each other trying to call the cycle top.
Yeah, I don't know about this chart, man. I don't know about it. It's trying.
I mean, when that MACD you had crosses the 0 line, I think that's probably the trigger, right?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's not a good signal right now.
Yeah.
Tell me.
It's depressing.
Tell me.
What's up?
Look at top right.
Yes.
Jesus.
Crab is having fun. Do people know what is a crab market? Seems like maybe they don't.
Question I've been asking myself is if we finish the summer the same way we did the last 2, where we had that rinse out. Although I feel a lot less confident personally than I did the last 2 summers calling for it.
We've had the rinse out, Tommy. Come on now.
I don't think we have. Personally,
we're down 20%.
We could even sweep the highs on ETH again. before getting it. But
Yeah,
I
that's
Did you just
one.
call for one more sweep?
yeah, he did.
of the highs.
Yeah, but what you meant is that you're gonna sweep the high and then probably sweep the low. So don't disguise what you just said. I heard what you said. It's horrible.
Snib,
got-
snab.
You got me.
Tommy's trying to get cute with what
You
his
got
what
me.
he's saying.
Clearly worse than sweep the low.
It was such a good impression.
Thank
You
you.
got me.
I think if we broke out above those highs, everybody's going to assume that like they're 100% safe, and they're going to get very, very long. The Tom Lee, the double bottom on Tom Lee's call, I think we would wipe them.
Yeah.
Probably on like early on a monthly wick or something like that.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I'm telling. Sweep of the highs is worse than sweep of the low. Can we just agree on that?
No.
In its truest form, yes.
At least sweep of the highs was fun for a day.
Yeah, that's a sweep of the highs, right? Like that's terrible. That's far worse because you're
Sweep of the high means more ranging. Sweep
Yeah.
of the low, there's a chance we're gonna reprice higher.
Exactly. Thank you, Jackus.
I don't think you
Yes,
guys
you.
have studied the fractal that I posted yesterday closely enough. So I think we need to recreate it and talk about this because I'm getting sick and tired of you sweet boys continually fudding my bags.
The sweet boys.
Tucker, would you be a gentleman and pull up a chart next to this one?
Mhm.
Like a gentleman.
Yes.
I come on here excited to hang out with you guys, and Tommy's calling for sweeps. You know, it's like now I'm upset.
You
Now-
got him.
Yeah.
All right. What are we doing?
All right. Pull up. Put Bitcoin on the left chart instead of ETH. Okay. Zoom way out on Bitcoin.
Time frame.
That's fine. We're just going to do a little example here. Go way back to the previous cycle, 2017. Okay. Draw a horizontal line from the 2017 all-time high. Exact. Be exact. Be incredibly. No, 2017. Exact. Okay. Now go to like the 12-hour time frame and zoom in on the 2020 breakout.
The 2012. This
Right there. Zoom in on that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Now do the same thing on ETH right now.
That's what I was discussing today in the VC. That there is definitely that possibility too.
Be precise. There you go. Okay. Now 12-hour time frame. And zoom in.
Oh my.
So sweep of the high. So front run the all-time high.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Front run, sweep, structural, higher high, higher low, and then double in 40 days. So that's what I have to say back to you, sweet boys, this morning.
If we significantly break it, like BTC back in December, then in 2020, then I think we continue to rally this way, which definitely would be the, I suppose, very pleasant outcome, and alts catching up with it. Alts looking, some alts looking the way they do have me tough to believe this outcome, but I do hope it comes.
So Max, 12K, 2 weeks.
Why not
Bitcoin,
tomorrow?
that's crazy.
Can you line those charts up better like a professional? There you go. That's what we're looking for right there.
Perfect.
I mean, it looks similar.
12K in 2 months is a harsh but fair target for Bitcoin. I agree, Max. Given that the cycle top is in.
Yeah, you're right. Cycle top's in.
Sorry, it was low hanging fruit. I had to.
You're just a bully this morning, Tommy. You're just bullying me. You're fudding my bags. The return of Bearlax.
Hold on. Let's just do
I'm really not like that bearish. I'm just kind of thinking we probably do get some sort of washout in the next few weeks.
Okay,
Good. Well, I'm fine with us nuking from 10K ETH to 7K ETH. That's fine.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll play.
Yeah, that will play. Ball's in play.
Can alts catch up though if this plays out?
Well,
That's the real question.
Well, if the cycle top is in, Jack, is then no. No, they can't.
We need to do this on the market cap chart. Because was Bitcoin a similar market cap back then? I would love to know.
It's a good question. It probably was a little bit lower.
200 billion? Is this the 2020 breakout? Hang on.
No. You got to go higher.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Now do the same thing with ETH.
300 bill. Bitcoin was 300 bill. Is that it? Yeah.
Be precise.
I'm trying. I know. I got to zoom in. It won't let me. There we go. Boom.
Can you look when BTC topped that cycle in terms of market cap? Okay, 1.2 trillion.
Yeah, 1.2, 1.3. So ETH, that's like a 2x from here.
I think it's more because right now you have ETH at 575, and you need to compare it to more to BTC in its current cycle, but 1.52. I still think BTC can reach 5T this cycle. ETH can reach 2 and 2.5 perhaps. And
That'd be epic.
So
and
Tucker,
the
can you draw?
total
Oh, sorry,
can go
Jack.
to double digits.
Tucker, can you draw a horizontal trend line across those lows on Bitcoin from like November 6th back to the left?
Number 6, what here?
Or sorry, I mean like a diagonal line across the lows, not a horizontal.
Yeah, like
Right there, and then cover that low. Yeah, something like that. No, that's fine how you had it. Yeah, something like that, right? Now let's maybe draw it on ETH. Interesting. Very interesting. Tommy, are you feeling bullish?
I mean, I'm holding plenty of risk. I guess I'm kind of like TBD. I'm a little bit skeptical of altcoins like Jack is as well. The bid on them feels kind of anemic outside of like ETH and Sol and Hyperliquid. And Sol's getting bid up because of the treasury companies. I don't know how much more of the treasury company bid ETH is going to get in like the very immediate term. But it's not a bad thing to see things like Hyperliquid starting to perk up. Sol to me is kind of like that late stage coin as far as like within rallies. So I want to see it really rally hard to like all-time highs. And I think if you get something like that, then we're probably going to see some major dispersion. Obviously, I'm a bear on Bitcoin dominance on a higher time frame. But yeah, I mean, just like this quarter, there could be maybe some downside risk into the end of September. But I'm going to keep saying, if we're just floating up above all-time highs on equities on Bitcoin into Q4, we're probably just going to melt up. But I don't think, I really don't think Bitcoin looks very good. I don't know if I'm in the minority or the majority when I say that. But I mean, I think people are a little bit complacent to this bleed on Bitcoin potentially turning into a larger washout.
That's fair. That's definitely fair, Tommy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm complacent here with Bitcoin. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, self checks. Yeah, I am complacent.
I am complacent here with Bitcoin for sure. I mean, definitely a little downtrend. You know, nothing we can say about that.
I think all you need for alts to rally is Bitcoin to pressure like 120 again. And I think ETH would probably start flying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you need much.
You don't need much. Because like if you don't want Bitcoin to have that vacuum effect, you know, like the conditions for alts to rally and even ETH to rally last cycle were when Bitcoin was kind of just like slow grinding higher for the most part. And actually last cycle, like ETH really, really performed well when Bitcoin was bouncing into a shoulder even. You know, like you don't want Bitcoin becoming a vacuum for ETH, right? So I don't even think you want Bitcoin like ripping in price discovery. I think you probably just want Bitcoin to not break down. Like the bar is pretty low. So maybe I'm complacent.
No, I think that is the bar.
It
You
is.
just need Bitcoin not to break down. I just don't know who is the marginal buyer of Bitcoin right now, because MicroStrategy seems like they're out of bullets. Treasury companies are seemingly out of bullets. I mean, you kind of need it to be, the next narrative kind of needs to be the SBR, or it just needs to be like the Q4 bid, in my opinion. So I think the latter supports CHOP for Bitcoin, which, you know, could give plenty of room for altcoins to finally move. But I'm just surprised we haven't seen more initiative, I think is the word that I would use from some of these assets.
Hasn't been Sailor, you know, out of funds to buy at each swing low, seems like. Because, you know, mostly what happens is that BTC pumps and then he can borrow more against his position. So he usually buys the most at the tops. And as he said, he's going to be, you know, the buyer of the next cycle top again. So I don't think it's necessarily an issue that his buys diminished, but he also had, you know, like in the past, sometimes he has more, sometimes he has less. The thing is that there are still perma buyers in this market, and they'll continue to do so. And although there probably is some paper Bitcoin, it's still, you know, limited to some degree. And yeah, again, I think, you know, like, yeah, has there been some sellers? Sure, but there's been also plenty of buyers, right? And I still think that this, you know, we joke about this, like everything is a cycle top signal, but I just don't think that right now is time yet to be bearish at all. I think the whole markets, not just BTC, not just ETH, but generally the environment that the world is coming into is going to be pretty decent going forward. You know, again, you're gonna end up with a environment with low interest rates, with much lower taxes in US, which is the main driving force, potentially end of the war. In Ukraine, you know, possibly lots of other tensions getting solved, lots of trade deals being done. You will have a AI effectivity growth. You know, you have all of these genius acts, 401ks being able to deposit, you know, hundreds of billions into the crypto ecosystem. Like, these are, you know, not sell the news even. These are like fundamentally bullish perma bit events. And so I just don't see the current thesis for the bear scenario. But anyways, forget everything I just said. Cycle top is in. One more leg higher and then cycle top.
I don't think we're anywhere near a cycle top, personally. But, you know, I'm not going to get into the same rehashed conversation that it's like we have it every day.
Cycle top, Tommy, cycle top. You should we should rename ourselves because cycle top.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that. That's no problem.
Thoughts, Tommy? Thoughts?
I think it's being suppressed. It's clearly compressed. For the VIX to make a larger move higher, it's going to mean you get an outsized move down on indices, though, because volatility is very well supplied. I think the VIX is floored. I'm uncertain as far as like when and what upside on it looks like.
I like this comment. One more sweep of the cycle top. That's so precise. So precise, man. From like every bear.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't feel imminent to me, though, Tommy, right? Like,
it could. I mean, it's just about headline risk, right? I think we are, I mean, we're basically at the same levels that we were at before the whole like Trump thing, right? Or we're kind of below it. I guess we're kind of trading into the support that we've been setting on volatility since the August 5th crash. So somewhat important contextually. I just think it's beginning to round. It's beginning to find a bottom. You can, I think, see it reflected in the pricing of tech. And we talk about this all the time. It's like, well, small caps are getting a rotation into, which means that hedges are getting blown out right now. So yeah, I mean, I think the fact that these small caps are pumping kind of means we're due for a correction on the Qs. I don't know how deep it's going to be. It's kind of hard to like bet on a huge one.
definitely hard to bet on a huge one. Yeah, like, yeah, it just feels to me like you're gonna, you know, just kind of grind up,
Yes.
you know. Yeah, it's definitely hard to bet on something like that.
I think 14.5 is a decent level on the VIX. I know you can't technically trade it, but that's what I would be using. If we break below that because of Nvidia earnings, then I mean, you know, there's not really anything to discuss.
Yeah.
Can you put back, you know, Nasdaq or SPX? We haven't had a decent pullback here on, you know, since the April lows, which we know is at some point coming. Like each time you're gonna get your August 24, you know, and stuff like that. But I don't see this chart being bullish for like the next being bearish for like the next year or anything, you know.
Yeah, no.
When SPX accepts new all-time highs after a V-shape, that's like your signal for the market to do well for a long period next.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, you do not know it, but it doesn't matter if Nvidia will smash or not smash the earnings, right? It can be positive, it can drop, and it can be negative, and it can pump. It doesn't matter. Single release of the earnings depends how big boys are positioned ahead and what's needed for the market. It's like single release of CPI data, man.
What are they? $1 billion in earnings and $45 billion in revenue. Or EPS, sorry. Bold numbers, Nvidia. Bold numbers. Is ETH gonna make a move here or what, man? What are we doing?
Like, just wait for Nvidia earnings.
A move to the cycle top.
Nvidia earnings.
I don't know why you're laughing. It's over.
Don't love that. The hedge.
If Nvidia, by the way, didn't stock split, its stock would be at 1,800 by now.
Jesus.
Oh, the 200 hours Valpor.
Mm. Indeed. This is the spot. Let's just put it back into these.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd short Sol of all things when it's clearly being rotated into, right?
Once again, Tommy?
I would not, like, the only coin I'm not really interested in like prospecting downside on is Sol. Maybe if it is rejecting from like these local highs over the next few days, but I mean, it's slow grinding into resistance. You're kind of playing with fire if you're shorting Sol. But with that said, I mean, I'm not really expecting that much more upside on Sol Bitcoin. So it's kind of like, you know, we'll see what we get.
I've actually seen a very, just speaking of Sol, very interesting chart that the DEX traders on Solana, which went parabolic in 2024 in November, they are it's a bubble pop on Solana DEX traders. The unique trader count is going down to its January 24 levels. But I agree, when it comes to price, it's a slow grind up. Shorting it probably not the best, but also longing it probably not the best. Right here.
Tom, if you changed your opinion on like this pair or Jackus, like on these pair, oh my goodness. Oh wow. Still BTC, huh? Wow. Looks kind of good. Yeah.
That looks pretty bottomed. I just don't know if I'm confident in that chart actually making a new high. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd like to see it back above.
Because I still think it's following that ETH BTC fractal. So maybe it could spring up into like that wick that it sold off from.
I'd like to see it above 002. I mean, it's still BTC, right? So like, it's fine.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh wow!
My friends,
crazy.
Those alerts, liquidation.
Crazy. Yeah, it's still BTC, so let it rip, right? Like, what do we? You guys don't want this to rip? Is that what I'm hearing? Origin of the move?
I don't care if it rips or not. I just don't think it's ready to rip.
You don't think it's ready?
I don't think so.
What about Soli?
I think Sol BTC rips when Sol USD starts breaking all-time highs again.
Yeah, fair.
And as I said, I think it's gonna be like a later stage of the cycle, which lots of people think is ending now, but I think there is way more room to go. So I think it's gonna come a bit later, and then it's gonna be time to gamble again on Sol. But I could.
This is true too. This is true. In like 3 months that happened, so you know.
But do you realize that, like, people think this is crazy, but like, that means nothing. Like, BTC went from $200 to 20,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Last cycle, BTC went from 4K to 69K. That move, 1,300 to 5K. Wait, that's 250%. That's like nothing. Like locally, sure, we can pull back if that's the meaning, but longer term, there's much more upside. I think again, I think there is much more upside for BTC, ETH, and Sol. All, I think the timing will differ.
Where were our levels on here? Max, who has that chart with all the levels?
Who has the chart?
I would like to see that.
Who has the chart? I mean, asking questions you already know the answer to, my friend.
I knew it.
You knew it.
Did you see the right corner? Probably not.
I did.
Yeah.
So this is the chart. I only have Tommy's for Sol ETH. I have all of ours on Sol BTC though.
Let's see Sol BTC then. I want to see Sol BTC. Yeah, okay. Damn it. We missed it.
We were close.
We were close. We were the closest. We'll say that.
But I still think there's a chance that you do this and don't make a new high.
Why?
This chart. I still think you're doing some version of this chart. It's weird. I don't know. Actually, I don't know, because I mean, I mean, maybe you are in like a. Hang on. So maybe if we looked at it like this, and go here, put this on the weekly. Let me hide these drawings. Oh my goodness.
It's just so odd. Like it looks so similar, but it looks very different too. Like
There's a different local price action, but the
Yeah.
hard time frame outcome is likely to be similar, I would say.
Well, it's like, do you think ETH is going to stay high?
Sorry?
Like, do we think ETH BTC is going to set a new high? Because if so, then Sol BTC definitely should too. Yeah. All right. I mean,
I don't know. I think this cycle more than any is telling us that, you know, things get their time to shine and then they don't, or they don't and then they do. So it's just because ETH BTC would run doesn't mean that others have to. And I think again, ETH right now is telling you that.
Like this is kind of how I see this playing out here.
oh, you think Sol is in 2022?
What?
Whoa, Max.
Oh.
Whoa.
I think he's gonna adjust.
He's getting crazy.
No, I think you already had that sweep, right? You already had that sweep on Sol BTC.
You think it's down here?
Right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you think it's like.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, I mean, it doesn't fit great, but.
Yeah, something like that.
That's the
But
bear case.
obviously, the local PA is different, because if you're gonna, after that sweep that Sol BTC had in when Trump coin launched, and the sell off after it, it's way different to ETH BTC. ETH BTC was like a parabola to the downside that just got broken out, but it was a slow, grind down. Versus Sol BTC went down much quicker. So the local PA is different, but that thing on the left in 2024 is still a distribution, as as it gets.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this shouldn't have happened. This was when Trump launched his coin.
Yes.
I don't remember what caused ETH, It's hard to say, I don't know.
What caused ETH to rally there?
No,
right here.
Oh,
yeah, that was the change to proof of stake
merge.
And since then it was dumping. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not. I mean, I think Sol's going to move up, just to be super clear. But I think maybe like this level. I don't know if I see new highs, but like could see that. Just looking at Sol ETH still, like I still think this chart looks like trouble. I think we could probably rally up into this region.
Never delete it.
No, I'm not deleting this. It's too perfect. Like I could see this. And then Sol doesn't even need to drop during this. Like this could just be ETH ripping face. But this is probably your bottoming range in theory.
You think Tommy level?
Maybe you do that. I don't know. I mean, it's oversold. Like this was a huge bleed, you know. But I think you still go lower, even if it bounces a little bit here. What do we make of the Doge chart? Any thoughts?
Which one, BTC or USD? USD, I see.
USD.
Well, I would say pretty much as the rest. Recovered from April lows in a big higher time frame support and ranging since then. But yeah, still had no cycle. And I think it will.
Mm-hmm.
I think we see like locally, I think there's going to be further sell-off again. And but not much really, right? Like it will stay within the range here, within the broader one. So it's just more about like probably boring September.
Boring September.
Mm.
No volatility incoming, Jackus?
Still in a range.
Still in a range.
I don't know. I like how Doge dominance looks ultra high time frame here. Like I feel like Doge dominance is pretty floored out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But like looking at Doge USD here locally, I don't know. I mean, like that's a not amazing set of equal lows with demand right below it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I don't love that.
Looks heavy.
Looks awkward.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what this is.
Wait. Seems like Max is calling for one more sweep of the lows here.
It does, yeah.
I would never. I would never. Even if I thought it, I wouldn't do it. So he did this. Maybe.
Be fine with that.
I think what people often forget, Max, can you put down below? And I do not want to like put it as a fractal, but just down below put BTC from September 2023, when it was trading at 25K. And go on like daily, yeah. Lots of scrolling, right? And so what people forget is that the market, look at all of that April till October price on BTC. Again, I don't really. You can zoom out a little on BTC. Zoom out, yeah. And so BTC was already ready in June to go higher, but markets can often just pull back to the same level it was before, tested one more time, and then go. That is very normal, and nobody can. You cannot do anything about it. All you can do is know good levels and know the probabilities of the overall move. But if the market here, and maybe put a third chart down below. Maybe a third chart, and that's gonna be the ease, and you can ease from 2024, post August. You can go on like H8, maybe, yeah, that range. And that could have easily bottomed after September, and it has. But still the market, wiggled up and down and up and down and up and down in that range. And it didn't have to. And it still made, or it could have V-shaped recovered straight after August. It could have. And this is what people don't get. But it still makes August buy and September buy really good buys, or even in October again, or even in November, when it tested that low one more time. Those are still good buys. You have to give the market a room to simply go sideways, and during that sideways, there can be multiple sweeps. What I'm trying to say, the current discount levels on lots of these alts, and doesn't matter if it's gonna be Pepe, if it's gonna be Safe, if it's gonna be Doge, if it's gonna be whatever, right? Well, definitely some better than others, but in general, they're at good levels. Nothing's changed from the thesis. They are just getting dragged to the side. That's exhausting people, but they are still good levels. Doge here can drop, sub 20 cents. It's going to be still great buy. And still, not going to invalidate anything. But yeah, as we said, crabs have won. Snip, snap.
They're so cute when they fight.
They're so cute when they fight.
But I mean, at the same time, too, like we could just be doing some version of this. Like we don't need to go make a new low. Like this could easily just do like, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to know where you're at. But I think it's a good example of how annoying the price can be before it goes.
Yeah.
But it could be doing this.
This is also what I mean, when and I've been saying that a lot lately, forest above trees, like when you are in that chop, in that, sideways action, that's you running in between the trees and you lost the track of the forest. But don't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned about the structure, right? It's just like a big question of, does it dip a little more? Is this just chop and then eventually one day you wake up and they send it? Because like that's kind of how it goes in crypto, man. It's like you can't exactly explain why one day is different than the other, except for when like Trump wins the election or something, and there's a really obvious global catalyst that causes a move. But most of the time, it's just like one day rolls into the next, and then that's it. Then they go, right? And it just happens, and it's just a time thing. So
the feminine urge to justify each move with fundamental moves.
the masculine urge to just repeat on any given day. That's the truth, is like just on one day you wake up and like things just change and everyone's like, what happened? And you're like, I don't know, they pumped it, it looks good now.
It's like the market ran out of sellers. They've tried to cycle top call this every single day and it didn't work out.
Oh no. Yeah, that's not good.
What?
It's not great. Not a great sign. Remember those liquidity formulas, Max?
Of course.
Do you guys remember how they try to overlay the M2 over the chart and try to say that it's gonna follow every single day precisely as the M2?
Hey,
But a 90-day lag. I think
worked.
is what they're doing.
The guys who was it? The guys who were saying the M2 Bitcoin was going to follow M2 at like, what was it, 95K, were absolutely right. All right, let's just be straight up. Like that
They
happened.
were no. They were not right. They were lucky.
They were, okay, maybe they okay, but
Because if they were right,
was,
then it would kept on going. It's sort of like when, well, would you say that what is his name? The guy that invented the S2F model, right? Stock to flow.
oh yeah. I don't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
Well, doesn't matter, but would you say his model was right?
No.
Maybe partial in the first, like, few cycles because it mattered, but he completely failed to incorporate in that model, supply and demand. And now the demand is simply exceeding the supply, and there is a diminishing significance from the halving, which the stock to flow model is based on. And so it made sense in the first cycles when BTC drops from 50 Bitcoin reward to 25. It still matters when it drops from 25 to 2.5. It still matters when it drops from 12.5 to 6.25. It sort of does matter when it drops to 3.125, but like
less and less every cycle.
yeah, like the supply that's gonna come out from the miners is gonna be so small going forward. That's why the 4-year cycle and stock to flow simply isn't the same. It's more about like you have a certain entities that now hold most of the supply. It's not the miners anymore. The miners, how much will they mine in a single year? I'm not sure right now, but let's say it's gonna be terms of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands a year. I'm not sure right now. All right, doesn't matter. It's definitely gonna be way less than what all the participants currently hold. So it's much bigger issue what well, perhaps what OGLs will do, right? Like if all of them came in and started to sell, when one does it's fine. When two, when they take partial profits, and again, is there someone else buying? Well, there is. So, it's just fair exchange of hands at a certain point of asset maturation. All of these things matter, and that's why like all of these models, they only work for a brief period of time. But if you fail to apply context of the present, then they don't. So it's again, I've read so many books about how people try to long the equities on Monday open and close it on Monday close, and it worked for 10 years, and then it didn't. And then people try to long when it's sunny, because people feel better in mood, and then people try to long it on market close, and then people just all of these models, they will work for a certain period of time until you get liquidated. So
until you get liquidated.
It's not that M2 doesn't matter, right? It's not that stock to flow doesn't matter, but it's sort of like when you're trying to predict a weather, man. Like you have historical patterns and they matter, but you also have much more set of data coming into the overall equation. It's just you always need to take those into account.
Indeed. Yeah, that was an interesting chart you were throwing up there, Max. The flipped RRP was not
Fed TGA RRP. I mean, it's just so interesting because, like,
oh, did you put the net liquidity on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2017 cycle was just nothing, right?
Yeah.
2020 was everything.
Yeah.
And this cycle has just been nothing, you know. I don't know. I don't know if it matters is the truth. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot the moon phases.
Study them closely, Jackus. There's a blood moon coming up.
Well, if there is, that means Cyclotop is in.
Yeah. I mean, what else could it mean?
What else could it mean? I mean, here's the thing locally is like, I could see a move higher, especially like ultra locally if, I don't know, let's say like Nvidia does something, right? We've got this big CME gap right above us on Bitcoin.
Ooh.
It's going to play, right? The big question is like, how does it play, right? Do you roll up into it and then roll over? Or does Bitcoin like chop in here and then use it as support and move higher? I don't know.
At some point, yes.
But you want to keep an eye on this gap because it's going to play to some degree at some point.
Do you remember when they told us that CME gaps don't matter? And that TA is astrology for men?
Yes, I do. If I also look at this chart, this thing looks floored out, guys. Total 3 against ETH. So we were talking about this morning in the Discord. I'll show you what these circles are. It's the weekly time frame. There's only been 3 other times that we've been this oversold on the weekly for an altcoin ETH relative valuation. I think this is probably where you put in a bounce, right? I do.
Well, I generally, it does make sense, right? Because historically, whenever ETH has been hitting new all-time highs or closing above, alongside Russell, that literally was the trigger for alts. So it kind of makes sense that the total were, against ETH, or others versus ETH or whatever, is this oversold. It kind of, lines up pretty well.
Look at last cycle. It's like perfect.
Perfect.
Well, you're really going to need ETH and price discovery. That's for sure. When that happens, you should see alts catch a big bounce. It's that simple. I mean, it's a very distressed valuation right now. I mean, this is cheap, a cheap relative valuation. This is the one without stables, Arthur. I see you're in the comments. Not all at once, boys. Don't fight over each other for the mic. Come on now.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Tommy. If we're just gonna zoom out, I'm kind of with Tommy that we might get a wash in September, but I don't think it changes anything for Q4. I don't know. Because we started dumping in August, I guess we still have 4 days left. There's the possibility of that. I would actually prefer that rather than wait until this September 7th blood moon deal. But yeah, I think we have the possibility, but I don't think September is going to be this crazy bearish month, given we've already started dumping. And just the look of ETH and Sol, I don't think. I don't know. I don't think there's a ton of downside unless, like we've talked about, unless like Bitcoin loses 108, then it's going to be ugly for sure. Can't say anything about that. But
here's what bothers me about the seasonality thing is that seasonality has been such a giga fade this entire year. Like if you were trading off seasonality alone, you are in the soup line right now. I mean, you have no money left. Q1 was a nightmare when it was supposed to be seasonally bullish, right? I mean, what a scam it would be if all the bullish seasonality didn't play out, but all the bearish seasonality did. I don't know if you have it both ways. I think it's something that I'm kind of taking with a grain of salt, just a little bit.
yeah, for sure.
Because I'm like, seasonality has been a fade this entire, like we got pushed back a quarter, you know? Like Q1 was a nightmare because of all the tariffs. You know, like global markets capitulated through our cycle back one quarter, you know?
No, for sure. Yeah. I'm not saying we have to like have a rinse because it's September. I just think given what Bitcoin looks like right now, it kind of looks that way. And I would love to do that going into September and then just have another green September, right? Because we have had two good pre-green Septembers, right? So I'm fine with that. But yeah, like thinking it's going to be bearish just because it's September. I don't know. I think it warrants caution. You know, like I'm scarred by September in general. You know, but yeah, I think we got to look at a little bit more than that. I think you just got to trade the chart, right? Like we said, seasonality is not been doing what it has supposed to do. So yeah.
When I look at seasonality, it just keeps telling me that a cycle top is in.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like
It's the check bear. He's returned.
It's printed in the chart.
It's a guarantee, isn't it?
You look at clouds and it says one more sweep of the highs and then cycle top. One more sweep of cycle top.
One more cycle top before the cycle top is in.
Yes.
Man, look at that thing. Wow. You guys want to see a chart? You want to see a chart that I hate? I want to show you. I hate this chart. Oof. Bitcoin QQQ just dipping its toe below the forbidden trend line.
Bitcoin over QQ.
Fake out.
Fake out?
Fake out.
I would say that's not good.
That is not good. I hate this chart, dude.
You need to readjust the uptrend. So it fits bias.
Alter your trend line slightly.
Should I move goalpost?
Yeah.
Yes. You move it to the low in the middle, right? And you ignore all these others. So in the middle you have a low that it kind of pierces through.
Yeah. Right.
You just do this.
You could also
or that. Yeah.
Plenty of wiggle room now.
That's egregious.
Yeah. You go here. Perfect.
I saw what you were talking about, Jackus, but that works too. That works just fine.
You know what I was talking about, right?
Exactly what you're talking about.
Here's the thing. If this does come back from this to make a new high, Bitcoin is going to like 300K.
But can you do me a favor and do a horizontal from that 2021 top?
I'd be happy to, Chef. This one?
Yes. And so it seems we are still trading above it.
I think what you meant to say was cycle top is in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah, you misspoke.
Listen. This is a 3 tap into the highs. pure faked Wyckoff distribution cycle top.
There you go. There you go. That's what you meant to say. I mean, you are right in that regard. This looks fine. This blue line, not so fine. This one, fine. But here's the thing, too. I hate this chart, but I'm going to show you a chart that I really like. Now we have ETH against the Qs. ETH against the Qs looks insanely good. So again, just kind of goes back to my FUD the other day where I'm like, I can't make a solid bull case for Bitcoin here. I think ETH and altcoins look really interesting. Like this chart looks super, super bullish. But Bitcoin against the Qs, no bueno.
Flip that mid-range, baby.
But
Dude.
look at those equal lows, man.
Oh, what's the banking algorithm, Chef?
It's called IBDA, Interbank Price Delivery Algorithm.
Oh, okay. So all I have to do is be in a cult, and then those lows will get swept, guaranteed.
Yes, you might have to wait like 50 years.
Understood. Yeah. There's also, I don't know if you noticed this, Jackus, but there's also some equal lows right here. Do you see that the COVID wick didn't take out that low, Chef? Did you see this one?
It's coming.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys that, you know, the IBDA. I mean, that's destiny, isn't it?
Destiny. Yeah, it's gonna be like boom in a microsecond. Boom, zero.
maybe even quicker than a microsecond, you know? Like, I mean, because here, let me help you. I'm going to teach you something today, Chef. I like when I teach you things, okay? I'm going to teach you something today.
I want to learn.
So I'm going to show you this move right here. Okay, ready? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. That's not the right 3. 3 should be this. So it's not even a wave. It just goes like that. And then
we'll go back in time.
Yeah, we'll go back in time. And then here, I'll go to the 5-day just so you guys can see it. And then Elliott fade 5.
Elliott fade 5.
Yeah, so we'll just sweep those lows. Maybe go back in time like this. See that? See how it actually goes back in time? And then we can go forward in time again. You see?
I will not even lie. I would fucking love to go back in time.
Yeah, it's always a good day when I can teach you guys something new. Today is that day. So I'll just end with this. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And with that said, we can end the show with a cycle top call.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for being here. As always, before you go, please hit that like button. Show us some love. Show us some support. Again, thanks for being here. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel and enjoy this BB Terminal outro commercial on your way. Thanks for being here. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Let's hope Nvidia pumps the market after hours, and stay safe.
Ciao.
Tired of outdated trading tools, confused charts, dozens of tabs, endless stress? You're not alone. Introducing BB Terminal, your all-in-one command center for crypto trading. Track your portfolio, monitor the markets, stay ahead, all in one place. From chaos to clarity, from struggle to success. BB Terminal.